channel for the Fantasy Knockout Fantasy Football Show. Today is Friday, September 1st. You can follow the show on social media at Fantasy Knockout. Make sure to subscribe whatever platform you're watching or listening on. And I got a goal this year, 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Let's get that. I'm excited for today's show. We're going to do a mock draft, kind of like the last bit of the draft season, since this weekend is probably the biggest draft weekend of the year. I know a lot of you guys might have already had one last weekend, but one more mock draft. Real quick question though, have you guys signed up to become a Knockout member? If you do, you'll get access to overall rankings, the draft cheat sheet, which really helps you out during draft season, and then during the regular season, you'll have flex rankings, the trade chart, which is values of players through the year, priority questions and answers. And then I also created a survival football contest with Yahoo. So check out the link below, go to the website, do it there. Basically, you're going to pick one team each week. It's kind of easy, right? Get it right and you advance to the next week. If you get it wrong, you're out. Once a team is selected as your pick in a round, it cannot be selected as your pick in a subsequential round. So like the next round, you can't use the same team again. Let's see how far you guys can go. It's really fun. There is, like I said, the link below. The group ID is 1183 and the password is knockout. Join that. It's just for fun. I like doing that. Last year, I think I got knocked out week 1, which sucked, but you usually do pretty well. Make it week 10 to 12, 13, somewhere in there. So I want to see how far I can go versus you guys. All right, are you guys ready to talk some news?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the news.
News with views. All right, so running back Jonathan Taylor from Indianapolis. Yes, he's back. Guess what? He's been placed on the PUP list to start the season. Roster cuts were made on, Tuesday, the final 53-man rosters. So now, any player that gets put on the PUP list, 4 games they are missing. Yes, that is important. So, the trade did not happen for Jonathan Taylor. They couldn't work it out. I know Miami sent an offer. I think Indy wanted Waddle or something like that in return. So, that's why that never came to fruition. So, now he's going to be sidelined for the first 4 games of the season. This is why I'm off Taylor this year. I'm just not trying to get him in the first 4 to 5 rounds of any draft because I don't find that value. That's just too much time missed. So I understood the allure of maybe getting a discount drafts, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm off Taylor this year. Let someone else deal with that. Hey, guess what? We're going to talk kicker news real quick. Yes, I will talk kicker. Normally I don't because I don't like ranking kickers. I don't want to do it. If you guys need kicker information, find it elsewhere on the show, but I will give you this little blurb. Will Lutz from the New Orleans Saints, he's been traded to the Denver Broncos. So it looks like Brett Maher is out of Denver. Lutz is in. And then Blake Group is the kicker in New Orleans. There we go. Running back Hassan Haskins from Tennessee. He's been placed on the commissioner exempt list, and he is done for the season. I think he was going to be like a backup, probably the 3rd backup there. Haskins, he's dealing with some kind of injury, but the nature of it hasn't been revealed. But I believe this injury designation likely has more to do with his legal troubles than physical health, hence the commissioner exempt list. Tight end Albert Okwuegbunam, I can't pronounce it. He was with Denver. Guess what? He's been traded to the Eagles. He's in Philly now. So Albert O is going to be waived by the Broncos, and the Eagles decided to swap a 2025 6th-round pick for Albert O and a 2025 7th-round pick. Yeah, picks like 3 years from now. 2 years. Who knows? Wide receiver Jerry Jeudy from Denver. He's dealing with a hamstring. He will not go on short-term injured reserve to begin the season. That is fantastic news for Jeudy. Still not sure about his week 1 status, but this is huge that he's not going to be put on the PUP list. So we can just stash him in the IR spot there until the meantime. Running back Kareem Hunt, he was a free agent. He has received offers from 4 other teams this past week. Hunt continues to wait for the right offer. I wonder if it's money related or if it's just the opportunity with the teams. The fact that 4 teams have reached out to him means he's probably worth a late round draft pick as maybe your last pick, and just see what team he goes to if he has opportunity to start the year or not. But we don't know who or where yet. Tight end Jelani Woods from Indianapolis. He has been placed on the injured reserve, so he's out for the first 4 games. He was he wasn't even really on my draft boards. Kind of like a I don't know, hopeful that he could emerge this year and maybe build on from last year. But the fact that he's not going to start the year, that's a bummer. So off of him completely. Running back Kene Ngwanyu from Minnesota. He's been placed on the IR. He's going to miss at least the first 4 games. So there goes some depth. We're going to talk about some roster cuts. Go over a little bit of the depth charts in a little bit. So that'll make more sense in just a minute. Running back Jeff Wilson from Miami. He has been placed on the injured reserve. Whoa! That's big news. So he's going to miss the first 4 games. Looks like Mostert's going to be the lead back there. And then A-Chain, who is kind of banged up with the shoulder thing preseason, recovering from his knee, all that kind of stuff. Now he's going to be, second in line to start the first 4 weeks. So that's huge news. Tight end TJ Hawkinson out of Minnesota. He signed a 4-year, $68.4 million contract extension through 2027. Good news for him. He's locked up there in Minnesota. Good job. Glad they were able to work that out. Wide receiver Cooper Kupp from the Rams. He suffered a setback. He's day-to-day with a muscle strain, so this is not good. Hopefully he'll be okay to start week 1. All right, so I'm going to talk some roster cuts real quick. I'm going to read out some names. Tuesday was the day for the roster cuts. Some of the names will be important just as maybe in the back of your head you knew they were like the backup or the depth piece there. Some of them are shockingly interesting that they were cut and waived, and some of them signed back on as practice squad. So here we go. Running backs. Darrington Evans, you guys remember that name? He was with Buffalo. He's been cut. Myles Gaskin from Miami. He has been cut. Corey Clement from Arizona. Damian Williams from the Raiders. Malik Davis out of Dallas. Snoop Connor out of Jacksonville. Dwayne McBride out of Minnesota. A lot of people were talking about him being a solid backup there. He's no longer there in Minnesota. Demetric Felton out of Cleveland. Derek Gore out of Washington. Trey Sermon from Philly. He's out. Darrell Williams from New Orleans. Deneric Prince from Kansas City. They were talking about him being kind of a darling out of mini camps. He's gone. Craig Reynolds out of Detroit. Benny Snell out of Detroit. Melvin Gordon from Baltimore. Remember they signed him with the news of J.K. Dobbins. He's been cut. I believe he just got signed to the practice squad, so he's not on the 53-man active roster. Isaiah McKenzie. Wait, he's a receiver. Put him in the wrong category. Anyways, let's talk receivers. Isaiah McKenzie out of Buffalo. He's been cut. Interesting. Wide receiver Jamison Crowder from New York Giants. Philip Dorsett from the Raiders. Robbie Anderson, Chosen, whatever you want to call him now. He was with Miami. He's been cut. Greg Ward out of Philly. James Washington out of Indianapolis. Brashad Perryman from Indianapolis. Jamison Crowder from the Giants. Cole Beasley from the Giants. James Prochet from Baltimore. Jalen Reagor out of Minnesota. These guys all got cut, so they're no longer on those teams. Some quarterbacks that got cut. Trevor Siemian out of Cincinnati. Ben DiNucci from Denver. Nathan Peterman out of Chicago. Kellen Mond out of Cleveland. Bailey Zappi from New England. So, those are some backup names that we could have been dealing with in the season. And then the last little bit, the tight ends, Devin Assi from Cincinnati, he's out, and Zach Gentry from Pittsburgh, he's no longer there as well.
Main event.
All right, the main event, mock draft time. You guys ready? Here we go. I use the draft wizard we can see on the screen here by Fantasy Pros. I like that. It just gives me a better overall experience versus doing like the Yahoo generic mock drafts with other people who can screw it up and leave after 2 or 3 rounds. So I use this one. It's pretty good. You can do it fairly quickly too. Within 10-15 minutes you can knock out a mock draft if you're just on it. We're going to be doing a 10 team this week, or this episode, half PPR, because that's what I prefer. We're going to do 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex here, 1 defense, 5 bench, no kickers, 10 people, and I believe if you can see on the screen, we got the 6th spot, so right there in the middle. The goal of this is to help you guys just understand when and where to take certain players and where you can try to find different, use different draft strategies, and then see how your teams turn out. And if you like it, great. There you go. There's your strategy. If not, you know not to do that strategy. All right, so let's get it going. We have 10 teams, 6 spot. The spots are there, and we're going to hit start your draft. There it goes. Now so it's loading. So we got the roster spots here. There we go. Make sure we can see all that. Let's go to the draft board. So out of a 10 team, this is going to be tough because you kind of want those onesie spots. You want one of the onesies. We've always talked this summer is pick one of the onesies. So if you go tight end, you're not going to go quarterback. If you're going to go quarterback, you're not going to go tight end within the first 5-6 rounds, okay? 10 teams a little bit different because more teams are stacked. So to start the draft, Justin Jefferson went 101, McCaffrey went 2, Chase went 3, Eckler went 4, and Cooper Kupp went 5. Pretty standard, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of drafts very similar to something like that, or within. Those are the top 5 guys going. So our biggest choice here is going to be, do we want a running back, do we want a receiver, or do we go tight end with Travis Kelce? Mahomes is there. I don't want to use him as in the first round. So if we want a running back, it's Bijan Robinson. He's going to be the stud. Nick Chubb would be a great pick as well. We could go receiver with Tyreek Hill. He'd be a great start for that. Or we could go Travis Kelce. And you know what? Well, no. Let's try to go my guy, Marc Andrews, see if we can get him like maybe in the third. I was gonna try Kelce, but let's go Bijan. You wanna go Bijan? Nick Chubb? You know what? Screw it. Let's go Tyreek Hill. Let's go receiver early. See what happens with that strategy. Let's go receiver. Feeling a little frisky today. All right, so we go Hill. Guess what? Kelce went next. Pretty typical there. Not surprised. Then Bijan Robinson, Nick Chubb, and Stephon Diggs to finish off the first round. CeeDee Lamb went with the first pick of the second round. Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, and Derrick Henry. Was hopeful maybe Henry snuck back to us. That would have been nice value as our RB1 there in the second round. So we have a choice of Josh Jacobs. We can go Patty Mahomes in the second. We can go A.J. Brown, Mark Andrews. Let's kind of do like the zero RB strategy. You guys want to try that? So let's go A.J. Brown here. Snag A.J. Brown in the second round. See if one of these quarterbacks can fall to us in the third. So let's go back to the draft board. We went A.J. Brown with our second pick. So we got Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown. I'm liking that for our 2 top receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown went next. Then Patrick Mahomes the fourth to the fourth team. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs to finish off the second. To start the third was Jalen Waddle. That's pretty good value there. Jalen Hurts, he didn't make it to us. Travis Etienne, Najee Harris, and Joe Mixon all went in the third round. And guess what value we have in the third right now is Josh Allen screaming right at us. We could go running back Jahmyr Gibbs or Ramondre Stevenson, Aaron Jones. We could go Chris Olave, who is one of my guys. I like him a lot this year. I think he's going to level up and be considered in that next group with Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. I think he's going to move into that with Garrett Wilson. I think those guys are going to level up this next year. This time next year, that's where they will be. So we could go him, or we could go Josh Allen or Mark Andrews. Let's see if Mark Andrews could slip to us. Let's wait on quarterback and see if we can get Andrews in the next pick. Let's go with my third receiver in Chris Olave. Why not? We got 3 stud receivers: Hill, A.J. Brown, Chris Olave. I'm loving that to start. Josh Allen with the next pick right after us. See, the value was there. Ramondre Stevenson, Devontae Smith, and Aaron Jones to finish the third round. Then to start the fourth round was Jahmyr Gibbs, T. Higgins, Mark Andrews. We didn't make it to us. Bummer. So now we can look at value quarterback. Maybe we get one of my guys from there. Breece Hall just went right before us. So now it is the fourth round. Let's look at the cheat sheet. So we could go Ken Walker, Lamar, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert. There's plenty of those quarterbacks in that tier that I really, really like, that tier 2. So I don't think we need to go quarterback right now. We could probably wait one more round and see if we can get one of those 4 or 5 guys. Running back, I think it's probably our choice. We could go receiver. We could go Metcalf, Ridley, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Debo, DJ Moore. I don't know, 5-6 receivers I really like, but there's only one running back that's kind of standing out in that tier, which is Ken Walker. So we're going to go running back here. Let's select him. That's right there. That was a process of tier-based drafting to show you guys how to take value of that. So let's go back to the draft board. The receivers that went, next was J.K. Dobbins, D.K. Metcalf, Damian Pierce, Calvin Ridley, and Miles Sanders to finish off that 4th round. Then to start the 5th round was Jonathan Taylor. Good value there. See, he is slipping. Again, we're off Taylor this year. So no Taylor. Taylor went first in the 5th, then Akers, then Alexander Madison, then Debo Samuel. Man, tongue twister. Amari Cooper went next. So 4 receivers went. We got the running back I really wanted. So I'm excited there. We still have the quarterbacks to choose from: Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert. 4 guys I really like. Let's look at the draft board and see. 1 quarterback has been taken, so that means 3 guys could go in the next picks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks. So guess what? We'll wait again. We got James Conner, Rashad White, James Cook as running backs. Javonte Williams, Alvin Kamara, Pacheco. A lot of value there, so at the running back. Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. Those are the top receivers screaming at me. We go tight end TJ Hawkinson, Darren Waller. I'd probably like to try to wait on Waller, so let's grab our 4th receiver here. Keenan Allen or DJ Moore? What should we do, guys? Yeah. You know what? Let's go upside. Let's shoot for the moon upside here. DJ Moore, we know what Keenan Allen is. He's going to catch a ton of balls. Don't know about his touchdown upside. He's typically a 5 to 6 touchdown guy every single year. Let's go DJ Moore. Get our 4th receiver. Either one would have been good. Can't go wrong with either one. I'm just going to go a little bit more upside with Moore this year. I think him and Fields, I'm hoping that they can work it out. So we went Moore. Keenan Allen went next. Pretty typical. Chris Godwin, then Lamar Jackson, and Tyler Lockett to finish the 5th round. So a quarterback went. Then to start the 6th, James Cook. Bummer, I was hoping maybe he could be there too. James Conner and Joe Burrow all went, and Dalvin Cook went in the 5th round. So now it's time to look at, so we could go tight end and TJ Hawkinson. Let's go to the pick predictors, see what's going on. So it's saying 52% Hawkinson will go. Fields and Herbert are there, 76 and 58%. Do we want to go the stack with Fields or we want to go Herbert? What do you think, guys? Let's go Fields. You guys want to go Fields? Go a little stack here? Nah. Let's go Herbert. Alright, we went Justin Herbert. So let's read off our team real quick. Justin Herbert is our quarterback. Our first running back and only running back right now is Ken Walker from Seattle. Then our receivers, we have Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown, Chris Olave, and DJ Moore. Olave and Moore are our flex. They're going to be there most of the season. I doubt that we're going to be moving them around. I love those values. I think that's a great start so far. Especially, I mean, it is a 10-team, guys, but still. Next, to finish the 6th round, Drake London went. Was hopeful maybe he'd be there. Isaiah Pacheco, David Montgomery, DeAndre Hopkins, Deontay Johnson to finish off the 6th. Then to start the 7th round, some tight ends went. TJ Hawkinson, Terry McLaurin, Justin Fields, Javonte Williams, and George Kittle to start the 7th. Let's look at the cheat sheets and the pick predictor. Darren Waller is about 52%. Let's see, 2 tight ends have gone. So there's 2 more tight end or teams that need a tight end. So we want to play the ADP gamble and see if Waller can fall to us. If not, we can go Goddard or Pitts or Freiermuth. Let's wait on tight end a little bit more. We need... Let's see. We could go Brandon Ayuk. We could fill out a bench spot, or we could try to get our starting... Where's Dotson? Dotson's still another round later. I really like Dotson. I like Mike Evans too this year. Let's go my guy Brandon Ayuk. Let's get that 5th receiver. Why not? So we have screaming value. Could probably trade during the year if we have to, but we have now Ayuk on our bench. Let's look at the draft board. It went Jerry Jeudy, Rashad White, Christian Watson, Kyle Pitts, only 1 tight end, so we can go Waller here now. Trevor Lawrence, Mike Williams, Mike Evans, and Michael Pittman. Let's go to the pick predictor. If we want Kamara, Swift, or Herbert, those guys are most likely going to go on. Gibson's available. We could wait for him. Waller's about 35% to be taken. Let's see how many tight ends. 1, 2. So there's 3 teams need a tight end on that side. Probably have to go tight end here. Jahan Dotson will be taken. Marquise Brown will probably be taken. They won't be available there. But we got our 5th receiver already. So let's go Waller. Let's grab our tight end here. I like the upside of him. He's one of my guys too. Or that arm roll mention list. So let's read off our team. Justin Herbert's our quarterback. Ken Walker's our only running back right now. We probably need to go running back next. Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown, Chris Olave, DJ Moore, and Brandon Ayuk are our 5 receivers right now. We'll probably go 1 more receiver for bench. Now we're going to go focus on the running backs and just go high upside with running backs. And then Darren Waller is our tight end, who's probably going to be the number 1 pass-catching option there in New York. I am enjoying this team so far. I like this team. Again, it is a 10 team, so I know it's going to look a little more stacked than most. But that's okay. So let's look at the things. Gibson's available. Brian Robinson, AJ, Samaje, Charbonnet. Man, there's still a ton of receivers that I really, really like that I just want to keep getting. But we can't. We need to go running back here. Let's go look at the pick predictor. Let's go into upside with Antonio Gibson. He's going to catch a lot of balls with J.D. McKissick not there in town anymore. He should be the, quote, 3rd down back, right? So let's go Gibson with the value there. Brian Robinson is going to get a lot of the 1st and 2nd down work, the plotter, but we know what he is. I think Gibson is the better value. All right, so let's read off those. So we went Waller in the 8th round, then Daniel Jones, Christian Kirk, Jahan Dotson in the 8th, George Pickens, Khalil Herbert to finish off that 8th. To start the 9th went Marquise Brown, Gabe Davis, Jordan Addison, Alvin Kamara, and DeAndre Swift. And then we took our 2nd running back in Antonio Gibson. And then the next, in the 9th, the first defense went was the San Francisco 49ers. Too early to draft a defense. I know it's alluring that, hey, this is going to be a stud defense. Just wait. Just trust me. Just wait on your defenses. You're going to be picking up and dropping them and moving around. Just wait on your defenses. Cortland Sutton, A.J. Dillon, Jamal Williams to finish off the 9th. To start the 10th was Brian Robinson, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Brandon Cooks, and Michael Thomas. So let's look over at the pick predictor. So receivers, Zay Flowers, Treylon Burks, Elijah Moore. We don't really need any of those. Running backs, Samaje Perine, Zach Charbonnet, Rashad Penny are there if we want a backup quarterback, which we won't. But Sean Watson, Dak Prescott, Tua are available. Defenses is Dallas, Philly, Buffalo, New York, New England, Baltimore, Denver, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, New Orleans. There's like 8 teams I'm okay with, so we don't need to go defense. We already have our tight end, but Goddard, Freiermuth, Ingram, and Njoku are all there. I imagine they'll be gone in the next round or 2. So let's look at running backs. Let's go high upside here with Zach Charbonnet. I just enjoy the talent of him. A bigger body back who can pass catch. He's probably going to, I think Walker, actually, we just drafted our handcuff on accident. Oops. I typically don't like to do that, but oh well, we're going to do that anyways. We got Walker and Charbonnet, so if something happens, we got one and the other. I try not to handcuff my running backs, but, the value was there. So let's look at the draft board. Samaje Perine went next. Odell Beckham, Rashad Bateman, Elijah Moore, and Kenneth Gainwell. I was hoping maybe Gainwell was going to stick around another round. And then a run of tight ends to start the 11th round. Dallas Goedert, Pat Freiermuth, Evan Ingram, and David Njoku. And then Jerick McKinnon. So now it is our pick in the 11th round. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more spots. We have 3 bench spots and a defense to go. Defense will be our last spot. Maybe the round 4 if we really want to be savvy and try to get a better defense than what was left. So we need to go. We got 2 running backs. Let's read off the team. Justin Herbert's our quarterback. Ken Walker, Antonio Gibson are our starting running backs. Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown, Darren Waller, Chris Olave, DJ Moore are our starting receivers with 2 of those and then 2 flexes. Our bench, Brandon Ayuk, Zach Charbonnet. Enjoying that team. We need probably another 2 running backs to just kind of balance out injuries and stuff going on for the year. So let's look at the pick predictor here. Rashad Penny, Raheem Mostert, Damian Harris, Jalen Warren, A-Chain, Bigsby. Maybe we go Bigsby. Maybe who are we thinking? Mostert, Warren, or A-Chain? Those are my 3. I mean, with the news of Jeff Wilson, Mostert or A-Chain are one of the... We got to go one of those guys. Do we think Mostert can stay healthy, or are we going to go with the rookie A-Chain? You know what? Let's see which one falls, if one stays available. So let's draft Jalen Warren right now. Oh, shoot. We're going to go Bigsby. Let's go... Shit. A-Chain. We'll go with the rookie A-Chain. Youth usually wins out on older guys. And Warren made it. Eliza Mitchell, Tank, Bigsby are all there. Do we want to go Pittsburgh's backup running back, who's flex-worthy, or do we want to go Tank Bigsby, who's Jacksonville's backup, who is flex-worthy as well? You can't go wrong with either one there. So, you know what? We'll go with the higher-ranked guy in Jalen Warren. Select him. Boom. All right. Let's read off some of those rounds that just happened. So we went A-Chain. Then Rashad Penny, Zay Flowers, Greg Dulcich, Nico Collins finished off the 11th. To start the 12th round was a slew of running backs. Tyler Algier, Damian Harris, Raheem Mostert, Ezekiel Elliott. We took Jalen Warren, Jeff Wilson, Eliza Mitchell, Tank Bigsby, the Dallas Cowboys, and Dak Prescott to finish off the 12th. To start the 13th was Tajay Spears, Devin Single, Kendre Miller, missed out on him, the Philadelphia Eagles, and Deshaun Watson. So now let's look at maybe a defense or the best player available. So if we want another running back row, Roshan Johnson, Deontay Foreman, Chuba Hubbard, Gus Edwards, John Ford, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Zamir White. Nobody standing out in the running backs. You got Traylon Burks, Juju Smith-Schuster, Sky Moore, Quentin Johnson, Kadarius Toney, Romeo Doubs. Nobody really there for receivers as well. We go Tua, backup quarterback, Dalton Schultz, Higbee, and tight ends. But the value right now is the Buffalo defense. They are the fourth-ranked defense right now. We're just going to go defense one round earlier than I typically would tell you guys to. But, you know, we waited. We didn't take them in the 9th or 10th round. We waited till the, 12th? So we went Buffalo, or we waited till the 13th round. My bad. Buffalo, then Chuba Hubbard, Roshan Johnson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Tua, Tagovailoa, then some defenses, the Jets, the Patriots, the Ravens. Traylon Burks went, so it's now our last pick. Let's look at the cheat sheet. Actually, let's go to the suggestions. It's saying to take Schultz. Do we want to take it back up? Foreman, Edwards, Ford, Zamir White, Denver, Schultz, Higbee. I mean, we got Waller. I don't think we need a tight end. Juju, Sky. We want to go upside with Sky Moore with, let's do that. Sky Moore with their last pick. The upside, see if he can turn into the number one receiver in Kansas City. So our score came out. We got an 83 out of 100. Not bad. We were in this, 6th spot. The roster reads out Justin Herbert, Ken Walker, Antonio Gibson as the running backs and quarterback. The receivers, Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown. The tight end is Darren Waller. The flex spots, we went receivers, Chris Olave, DJ Moore. Our defense is Buffalo. Our bench reads Brandon Ayuk, Zach Charbonnet, Dave Fallon, A-Chain, Jalen Warren, and Sky Moore. So we got Brandon Ayuk is a solid startable asset that's going to be on our bench. We got Charbonnet and A-Chain and Warren with high upsides. They're all the backups, and they're the youth guys that hopefully will take over mid-season or early half. I like our starting running backs in Walker and Gibson. They should get a lot of work and be solid. Let's hit project standings to see where we rank according to the rest of the league. We're right there in the middle, the 5th-ranked team overall. Our starters, they gave us a bad score for starters because we kind of passed on running backs. But then when we go to the bench, we got the best bench. There is expert opinions that shows you some of the experts that like my team, some of the experts that did not like my team. Let's go to the steals and reaches. I always like to look at this tool. This gives you an idea of guys that you got in as value, or maybe you reached too early and stuff. So steals for our team. Sky Moore is a steal. Yep, because he was the last pick and he was kind of still there. So we got him 2 rounds later than we probably should have. So that's a steal. Let's look at value picks. Brandon Ayuk and Darren Waller were value picks there, so I like that. That makes me happy. Let's see slight reaches. Did we take a guy around too early? Nope, no reaches for us. What about a major reach? Devon A-Chain was a major reach for us, I guess. whatever. We needed a running back, and I liked him there, so that's fine. I mean, a reach in the 11th round, okay. This tool is to help you, so if the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, if you're reaching on guys there, that'll help you know not to draft them. You can probably wait another round. Boom, team strengths. So we got in the middle of the quarterback, we got the 7th ranked quarterback. We have the 10th ranked running backs, yes, because we waited. But our bench is the 4th ranked running back, so it balances each other out. Receivers, we have the number 1 receiving group in this league, which is exactly how I like it. And tight ends in the middle, our flex. We have the 7th ranked flex. I wonder if somebody's got some good defenses and stuff, you know what I mean? But we got the 2nd ranked flex bench, so that's solid, and our defense is 4th, so we're right there in the middle. Let's look at the draft board and go to by team just to kind of see how we fare against the rest of the league there. But again, Herbert's our quarterback, Walker and Gibson are there. Let's see, Jacobs, Sanders on one team, Akers, McCaffrey. Okay, that's kind of not bad. Etienne and Pierce, don't love that. Eckler and Najee, that's not bad. Joe Mixon, JK, okay. Henry and Hall, Hall's going to start off slow, so not loving any of the other teams' running backs so far. Bijan Robinson, Tony Pollard, that one's a little scary. Okay, that's probably why this one. And then he's got Stevenson and White to go there. So Stevenson, Pollard, Robinson for his 3. Yeah, that's a good running back combo there. Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, that's a solid one. Gibbs and Aaron Jones, that's not bad there as well with James Cook. Okay. So yeah, that's, I mean, in my opinion, I'm like 4th at running backs, not 10th. Let's look at the receivers. So Jefferson and Waddle and Deontay Johnson. That's a good solid start for Team 1. Devontae Adams, Calvin Ridley, Hopkins, McLaurin. Okay. Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson. I like that as well. Metcalf, Samuel Kurt. Okay. Cooper Kupp, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Amari Cooper, Drake London. They tried to do the 0 thing too with Kittle as their tight end. All right. Doesn't scare me. Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy, Michael Pittman, doesn't scare me. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Tampa Bay back. Receiving options there. Yeah, with the stacked running backs. Nah, see that team that doesn't scare me as much. Devontae Smith, the Higgins, this is the duo, the deuces, right? These are the wide receiver 2s on their teams. Christian Watson, okay. Diggs, Lamb, Lockett with Aaron Jones and Gibbs. Probably that team's with Kyle Pitts, they got some high upside. I love our team. Hill, Brown, Olave, Moore, don't have to worry about receiving at all. Gibson, Walker, everything's kind of on auto start. Well, there's an idea of a mock draft 10 team. We were in the 6th spot. Give you guys an idea. Well, that's going to wrap it up. I want to say thank you for listening to the show. Make sure to subscribe, whatever platform you're on. Please leave that rating and review. It really helps me out. Sign up to become that knockout member and get those perks there. You do the survival football as well. Check out all the links below. Visit the website, fantasyknockout.com. Check out the rankings and everything there. All right, guys. Good luck in your drafts this week. Next show is going to be the week 1. Yes, week 1 waiver pickups. I know most people don't need to pick people up waivers. We're going to have a little bit of a show there. Won't be much there. Most of it will probably be news and views. But good luck, guys. Good job drafting. Thanks for listening, tuning in. All right. See ya.